That, ladies and gentlemen, is how an entire kingdom gets razed to the ground in a single night.
Oh, and by the way, yes, this is an attack he uses in the actual hunt. So really... I don't know where to begin. Hello, fellow hunters. Welcome to the Fatalis update, where we have Fatalis, and he is absolutely ludicrous. Okay? Ludicrous! In the best possible way. He is easily the most incredible, epic, heart-pounding, spectacle, awe-inspiring, breathtaking hunting experience I have ever had. He is reimagined, and he is perfect. His flame attacks are gorgeous. He shows why he is Fatalis, the god of all monsters, the strongest monster. He, who by the way is now confirmed to definitely have destroyed Shrade. There is so many lore implications of this entire update, and I cannot wait to dedicate an entire video to that. But for now, know that he is very much history itself. They were not exaggerating, and he makes you work for it. He has a new super flame mode, which has all of his breaths start with this blazing purpley blue before igniting outwards, and basically, Fatalis is now... and it is goddamn glorious. Though before you get to the actual Fatalis fight, they make you kill another Elatrion. Granted, it's an incredibly weak, baby Elatrion, but I think that is just hilarious. Oh, yes, you get to meet the general, go back to the old world, and just when you think you've got a few months before Fatalis arrives, he does indeed arrive, and oh my word. You have to go through 2 rounds with him. You first hold him off with the excitable A-lister, and then you get to fight him properly. Ballista, Dragonator, cannons, the works as you attempt to stop the unstoppable monster, while everybody just watches from above, doing nothing to help. Seriously, guys? Are you gonna go down? No, just us? Oh, okay. The bottom line here, guys, is there's way too much to go into, but he has so many new moves. He is realized wonderfully. He is worthy of the name Fatalis, and in my book, and yes, this is, of course, a quite very literal hot take here, I think he is the best Monster Hunter experience, at least first-time experience I've ever had, and easily is in contention for the best hunt in Iceborne, which previously was held by the previous update, Elatrion, so that kind of makes sense on that front. And honestly, he is brutal. He kicked my ass so many times that I, to my shame, had to use dual blades to kill him, because I find dual blades easier on some new monsters, because you can reposition and recover from mistakes a lot more effectively than Greatsword. He is a hard monster. He's the hardest fight in Iceborne. I undeniably he is, but he is also fair. There is no bullshit attacks. There is nothing that is not nice and learnable. There is nothing that you cannot dance the dance of death with him. He has an attack that is an ultra flame sweep, as you saw at the start of this video, but it is one that you just run to a safe space and then chill drinking potions, watching his majesty. If you stand in it for too long, it will one-shot you, but don't stand in it for too long. Dash juice is your friend in this fight. It just feels good. The time limit is a little bit restrictive. He has a lot of health. He's hard to get good hits on. You have half an hour. I imagine this will be the first time we get timeouts in Iceborne, but either way, it's the final monster, and it's Fatalis. There is nothing bullshit here, but it is brutally hard in the most satisfying of ways, and it's worthy of him. It just is, and I am in love. Oh, there is so much to dissect, but for now, the armor. armor is just... It's just ridiculous! It's the most single powerful set of armor to ever grace Monster Hunter. And, you know, I guess that makes sense given it's from the most powerful monster ever to grace Monster Hunter. Let's look at the 4 set first, alright? This gives you plus 100 health and your stamina every time you start the hunt/faint, which basically translates to, while wearing 4 pieces of Fatalis, it's as if you have level 3 health boost and you have eaten for plus 50 health, which means you don't need to eat for health, you don't need to have health boost, it just gives you it. Oh, and you know, on top of True Spare Shot and Razor Sharp, just because why not? And that's the worst part, that's the worst part of this entire set. Ah! Okay, the 2 set. Every single skill secret is unlocked. Yes, everyone called it, and it is indeed that Fatalis Legend. Oh, and what a legend it is. So, with just 2 pieces of this mighty monster on your body, you get access to every single other monster's souped up skills. You just have to decorate them in. And you might be asking, well, that's not the easiest thing to do. You need the space. Space? How about if I told you every single piece of Fatalis armor has 3 4 slots?
Dear God, it's beautiful.
3 of them! 3 4 slots! Every piece! All of them! It's hard to do my usual evaluating the armor piece by piece, because the armor is just ridiculous, okay? But we're gonna try anyway. The helmet, you get your full stun resistance, which is nice, nobody likes dying to a stun, and again, your 3 4 slots. Your chest has a bit of evade window, a bit of weakness exploit, but again, 3 4 slots. Your gloves, a weakness exploit, 3 4 slots. Your waist, bit of critical eye, and 3 4 slots. And your legs, you guessed it, 1 bit of evade window and 3 4 slots. So the actual, you know, raw skills that give you were basically nothing. A bit of weakness exploit, a bit of crit eye is nice. But what you're going to be doing here is either wearing 2 set or 4 set, and then using the just bonkers amount of space to craft the ideal build for you, using the decorations of Iceborne to give the most tailored, souped up set of skills you could ever dream of as a hunter. So, for example, as Greatsworders, and by the way, Fatalis Greatsword is the sexiest thing I've ever seen. Look at that raw. Look at that raw. I don't care it's got minus 30% affinity. Look at that raw with purple sharpness. Okay? With Fatalis armor, getting that up to 100% affinity, even with the minus, isn't going to be that hard. It's gonna happen, and it's glorious. Stay tuned. Back to the armor though, just use like a 3 set with 2 set Fatalis, put in everything you could want, and job is a good'un. Now, is it the biggest upgrade in the world across the board? I mean, kind of no. The Greatsword set will still be 3-piece Teostra, but now instead of 2-piece Brachydios, it'll be 2-piece Fatalis, if you have the decorations to sustain it, as gaining 6 4 slots obviously gives you much more than what the 2 pieces of Brachydios do. Though not by the craziest amount, in terms of improving actual meta builds, because you can't recreate Safi set bonus here, you can't recreate True Critical Element if you're a Silver Loss user, you can't recreate some of the set bonuses that aren't obviously based in skill secrets, so it's not like everybody is just going to whack on a full set of Fatalis and call it a day. Of course not. It's not like it's completely just breaking everything, but the point is, this armor is so powerfully flexible that you can slot at least a 2 set into so many builds and improve them if you have the decorations to make them function. Essentially, it is just the ultimate armor for everyone who has every decoration and can just go nuts. If you put on 4 set of this, if there's no particular set bonuses you really need, or you can think you can go without, you have the space to make something ludicrously powerful. And I know ludicrously has come up a lot here, but I think you can forgive me witnessing this. Now again, this might be a little bit of an overreaction, because on the surface, every skill secret, all the slots, of course that looks just incredible. But once we start getting the theory craft, actually start working out what's what, what's best, I don't think we'll see a huge bump in pure damage speedrunny type cookie cutter builds from Fatalis. But what Fatalis Armor does is give you ultimate customization to make any given type of build of your dreams, not just a purely maximum offensive one. You can pick and mix and match every kind of decoration and skill because there is so much space, and do some really kooky sets and combinations of skills that simply weren't possible before, that simply couldn't fit before. And that is really awesome. Also, if you want a build that uses something a little bit out there, like, I don't know, Tool Specialist Secret, which normally requires 3 pieces of Lunastra, well now with Fatalis it only needs 2 pieces. So every skill secret that was 3 or more, now is only 2, which is a huge upgrade in armor real estate for you to port into other skills to support the main skill secret that you're going for. So is this going to be an increase in raw damage, hunt times, boom? Yes, but I don't think crazy, and I don't think for every weapon and every type of build. However, is this going to result in one of the most varied, fun build endgames of Monster Hunter ever? Yes, and you can bet I will be bringing you a veritable billion of them as we continue on in the year. So all in all, there could literally not be a better set of armor to support an endless Iceborne endgame until Monster Hunter Rise. Thank you, Fatalis.
You're welcome.
So there you have it, everybody. That's the initial impressions of Fatalis and his armor. Essentially, it is a worthy update to finish not just Iceborne, but World, and to mark with a beautiful exclamation point this chapter of Monster Hunter. I salute you, Capcom, and simply bravo. Like you've enjoyed this, let me know your thoughts, subscribe for more, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.